This is the Yokohama X-AT tire, and today we're going to give you our 5,000 mile initial review impressions of this tire. Now, Yokohama is a Japanese company. This tire is actually produced in the States, and the Geolandar series of tires has a variety of different ones. This is one of the newest additions, the X-AT, which falls somewhere between an all-terrain tire and a mud-terrain tire. A lot of people call this a hybrid tire because it is a very aggressive all-terrain, and we wanted to give it a try. We've run a lot of BFG Ko2 tires in the past and thought this would be worth a shot. So some interesting things with this tire is that this is the largest variation of the tire that they sell. It's a 37, 12, 5, 17. It's spec'd to be 36.8 inches tall, but when it's mounted on the vehicle, it measures right at 36, which is not bad for a 37-inch tire when it's mounted with weight on it. This tire is also rated as a load range D tire with 3,525 pounds of load capacity, which is plenty for our purposes. You always want to match your usage to the weight ratings for that tire. The tread width on it is right at 10 inches, which is not bad for what we're doing. And then as far as the overall construction of the tire, it uses a 3-ply sidewall, which is really important for off-road, especially when you air down. You don't want to be getting these sidewalls punctured and end up with a flat. The top of the tire, it uses some interesting technology. It uses a 3-polymer rubber compound, which the idea is to give it a lot of traction, a really good grip, but then also have good tread wear. So this tire has a 5-year, 45,000 mile tread wear warranty, which is really impressive for an aggressive tire like this. It also uses a 5-pitch tread block variation design, which is computer done to try to limit road noise, which I think does a really good job with that. Overall, we've felt that the road noise is very extremely minimal, maybe slightly noisier than a Ko2 tire, but at least initially with the first 5,000 miles, it's been really very quiet, easy to live with, which is super important for a tire. Now, this tire, cosmetically, you can decide if you like or don't like the tread block design. I think a lot of people buy based on the tread design, which I think is crazy. I think you should buy a quality tire first and foremost. Now, the outside of this tire has 2 different tread block exterior tread designs. This is the Mesa version, and on the inside is what they call Summit, and it's just a cosmetic thing. You can mount your tire going either direction based on what you want it to look like as it goes down the road. I think that's kind of silly, but I guess if you're into looks as an important thing, it has that option. We chose this tire because we wanted something, first of all, that was really durable off-road. The worst thing is to be out in the middle of nowhere and get a flat. So the construction of this and having it be a good quality built tire was really important to us. The second thing is we knew we are going to drive on the road a lot. So everybody thinks they're going to drive off-road all the time, but the reality is you're going to spend most of your time on pavement. So having it drive well on pavement is super important. And third is traction. We just want to not be able get through a lot of different scenarios and different types of off-road situations without getting stuck, because being stuck, not as much fun. So that was the really important items with choosing this tire, and we wanted to try something new. So I've run a bunch of BFG Ko2 tires and thought, let's go ahead and try this tire. It's a newer tire and just see how it works. Now, so far our experience with the tire has been that it's been wearing really well. So front to back, there's no really obvious tread wear that we're seeing at this point. It's very even. We're not seeing any sort of irregularity or any sort of rounding out with these initial biting corners of the tire tread blocks. It's also been really quiet. So that's been really a nice thing. Now, tire noise can increase a lot as it wears, so we will update you guys as we get some more miles on these tires. The next thing we really appreciate with it is that it tracks well down the road. So when you're driving down the highway, you can pull your hands off the steering and it just tracks down the road. A lot of these more aggressive tires tend to wander and tend to pull one direction or another. So that's really nice if you're going to be driving long distances to not always be fighting with your tires. Now, the next thing is just overall traction, and so far pavement, it's been great, no issues with it at all. We haven't had it in the snow yet, so we will update you when we get it in the snow. We've had it on gravel roads, which it seems to do pretty well on. It seemed like it floats a little bit with it, but I think it depends on the weight, and part of it is just us getting used to this truck. We've aired it down when we're running on gravel to right around 20 pounds, and that seems to really, make the ride a lot smoother, and it seems to have good traction and very predictable, which is important when you're driving on gravel and you're not wanting to end up in the ditch. So this tire overall, I think we're pretty happy with it, just our initial 5,000 miles. And we will kind of update you guys some more as we get some more miles on this thing and get it in some more conditions. But overall, I think it's a really worthwhile tire to put on your shopping list if you're thinking about getting something that's slightly more aggressive than all-terrain and you want to get into this hybrid category and you want to try out a newer tire, which is great because it has a lot more recent technology that's been put into it versus a tire that's been on the market for a long time. If you guys have run these tires, we'd love to hear your comments on them. If you're thinking about using these tires on your rig, feel free to post any questions you might have. We'll give you our feedback and try to answer the questions you have. Otherwise, we appreciate you watching, and we will look forward to you guys seeing our next upcoming videos. Thanks so much.
I will videotape you since I have no idea.
What do you think of our fancy Yokohama tires?
They seem to get dirty fast. They seem to work.
Do you like them?
Yeah, they don't make a lot of noise, which is nice when we're on road. They seem to grab pretty well off road. So.
Good feedback.
Yeah.
Excellent.